in the 10 a.m. hour now. Let's see, May the 7th, 2023. I can't believe I didn't even think about it being the Derby. First of all day yesterday, me and Davey usually at least get a remote ticket. I mean, I picked Sonny's Halo back in the day. Let me tell you, that kind of hooked me. But I don't think it's healthy to do too much gambling. So, I didn't even bring it up later to see if he had a ticket. But I was like, was he the jockey? Because he came to see me after so long. On Derby Day, that better not have been a bet. I mean, he says we're still together. At this point, I don't know. I mean, I'm just thinking, if Kid Rock really does just fall out of the sky, and I don't know, just because he's Kid Rock, if I would like him. I mean, and that's insulting to try to hold people to that level. But it would be really cool to meet someone like that. I know I'm connected to that. I had another dream about him last night, and it's my right to believe in that. I didn't talk about any of that in my evaluations. I might have understood delusions, but I think some of this went that far that someone did have that influence. And probably that's not a usual thing to happen. But in a lot of my dreams across the years, it's just been like more and more I'm connected to stuff. And I really have fallen in love through his music, fallen in love with him. And it's against all odds because my first ex-husband, when he was mad at me, used to crank up some of those albums I wasn't familiar with at the top volume and do it just to piss me off. So the fact that I even came around to liking Kid Rock at all, he's saying something that, I mean, I like rap and I like all the different genres of music that he includes. So, I mean, it would be an awesome experience to do music with him. He knows how to do music. I feel like it is in his soul. I don't care if he samples other people. He brings it all together in his own way, and I'd like to do stuff like that. But that being said, in my dreams, he's afraid to mess up my life. I don't know why this is. One time he was walking down the back road over there where Dave used to work at the eyeglass factory. In my dream, not for real. Although it wouldn't surprise me. If I saw him just walk up down the road, I wouldn't have a heart attack or just dive. I'd probably just be like, well, I thought that was going to happen. And so, but last night, I was kind of, I think it was a blend. I was like, cozying up to him in a way. So I don't know where Davey was in this dream. It's kind of like there's a mixed thing. Like I'm supposed to be connected to him for a reason. And if it turns out that I'm right about some of this, there is a guy on a motorcycle that I had the most perfect connection with. Nothing inappropriate touching. I was in Florida with my sister's friend as a school teacher, Susan, and I was going to take my kids, but she didn't have room with the luggage and her kids. So it was not like a wild vacation. It was just part of my bringing myself back, that the whole Cocky album had a huge impact on me. I mean, it changed a lot of different things when you think about something that you would take that and think it's more of the party scene on some of them songs, definitely. And you bring it back around to how much positive has come from that. I mean, there has to be a higher power overseeing some of that. So against every odd, I'm still here against the power somebody has in my life to torture me. And I'm sitting here I'm still in my t-shirt, my night shirt that I used. It's the t-shirt. I ended up wearing it because I kind of like got thrown off when Davey was here, so I didn't like get actually dressed yesterday. And then Tim showed up to mow it. I just ran out the door in this and my big old boots, those rubber boots, and my baggy high water pants that you couldn't tell because I had the boots on. But anyway, back to that. I'm going off tangent a little bit here, and I'm worse about that because of what I've been through. But I've never been so out of my mind that I was incompetent and couldn't bring it back around if someone redirected me and asked me what I meant. But they treated me like I was just like when I do space out and meditate sometimes, but I'm never more than a snap away that you can bring me right back when I'm thinking about something and I get lost in space. But people took that out of context, and I'm sure used that to some degree. But anyway, so if there is something connected to that, I don't know how I would approach that. Like, I wouldn't want it to be weird and awkward, and I probably would be kind of starstruck, even though I don't think you should be that way. But in my dream, we were going to be pen pals. Isn't that funny? That's like old school. So I was going to give him my address. I hugged him, and I was just like, he liked me, but he wasn't sure his approach to this. And so I thought, okay, this could be symbolic of other things, and I think someone else has probably kind of hugged on and come on to Davey like that, and I'm picking up on the subliminals about that, and it wasn't anything actually going on, some stuff like that. But I'm talking about 5 minutes about this dream about Kid Rock to get around to the punchline. But now I'm going to go back to 2002, because in real life in 2002, I went out because Susan had her kids. I went to Checkers karaoke, and these Schaefer sisters, I think one of them might have been from Indiana, but the one girl, I pen paled with her, Missy. A mean little Missy with an attitude. She wasn't the mean one, though. She got me up there singing with them. These total strangers. I might have had a little bit of whiskey, but I mean, I wasn't drunk, and I had the anxiety, but there are times I can go out. I've never been to where I just couldn't function at all with my anxiety, and I think somebody tried to make it look that way because they would have me around people maybe to show as an example saying stuff from my private information and stuff to gaslight me that they knew I would take in a negative way. These people are looking at me, dealing with my anxiety, and then that hits me and thinking, why is this happening? That's probably the situations that people have used. If it's the people that attacked me from the past that run the local ARC office, if it's anybody I'm right about from 30 years ago, the government nurse and the guy that's missing fingers on his left hand, and there is a wreck on file with that Dukes of Hazzard car, y'all gonna be eating all your words about anybody that called me crazy. I'd be like crazy like a fox. But anyway, back to 2002. I even went back to the hotel room with those girls, and they were fighting amongst each other. But anyway, there was a time I was walking, we went down the Daytona Strip, I guess, or whatever it was, and this dude just, the timing pulled up, and I think his buddy, she might have got with his buddy, and I just climbed on, and it was like, this dude has a Kid Rock vibe, but he had a helmet on, I couldn't see him. And whatever that was, it wasn't the whiskey, there was like this connection like I've never felt. I don't know who the guy was, actually. I'm not saying that is who it was. I'm saying that vibe is what kind of clued me in. But I was just holding on to him, taking a ride down the Daytona Strip, and felt like the most peaceful connection, bliss, everything, all of that in one thing with a person that I never met, never had a conversation. You know, he had to pry me off from the motorcycle. I felt so good. I was like, I'm supposed to be here. So I wouldn't just throw Davey under the bus and hook up with somebody like that for money or whatever, although it would be nice if someone could do right for my kids what the system did wrong to them and to me, and help other people along the way. It would be awesome. I definitely would not turn that down, and if anybody has said I did or someone else intercepted and used it, it's wrong if they did it that way. I'm not against other people being helped by my situation, but I would like to be aware of it and included in that, please. I just spit. That's how real it's going to get up in here.